Welcome to OB's Math E-Pathshala.
So let us start by let us start with the case 3, which are one of the 3 cases occurred in the discussion of linear systems. That is in the equation that we have considered, the linear system x dot equals to ax, where A is a matrix A11, A12, A21, A22, and X is the column vector X1, X2. And then by considering the characteristic polynomial of this matrix, we have obtained 3 cases, and 2 cases has already been discussed in our previous lecture, and the third case is that A has a pair of complex conjugate eigenvectors. The first one was A has 2 linearly independent real eigenvectors. The second one is A has only one linearly independent real eigenvectors, and the third one is A has pair of complex conjugate eigenvectors. And these 3 cases occurred due to the eigenvalues obtained from the characteristic polynomial of this matrix A. So now we intervene into the case 3. So case 3 was, that is, A has a pair of complex eigenvalues, and they must be conjugate to each other, so, and which are given by, so these eigenvalues can be written as P plus IQ, where P and Q both are real numbers. Both are real numbers. And let us consider the eigenvectors, corresponding eigenvalues. X equals where x1 and x2 are real vector. That is, since these are eigenvectors corresponding to P plus minus IQ, so from the equation we have A x1 plus minus I x2, it must be P plus minus IQ x1 plus minus I x2. Since P plus minus IQ are the eigenvalues. Now by expanding this expression on the right hand side, we have, so it is Px1 minus Qx2 plus minus I of Px2 plus Qx1. Yes. Now equating the real part and imaginary part, we have, so ax1 equals px1 minus qx2, and ax2 equals px2 plus qx1, that is qx1 plus px2. Now if we want to write down this in matrix form, then we can write it as A of x1 x2 equals x1 x2, the matrix pq minus qp. Yeah, this. So let us denote this matrix, denote this matrix as P. So let P equals x1 x2. Then we have, so it is P inverse AP equals this matrix PQ minus QP. From this one, that is AP equals P of this. Yes. Yes. Now this matrix PQ minus QP is known as the real Jordan canonical form of A. Real Jordan canonical form of A. This P will be non-singular. It can be proved using linear algebra. So this is known as the real Jordan canonical form of A. Now note that from this equation we have, so P inverse AP equals PQ minus QP, and this is P1001 plus Q01 minus 10. That is P identity plus Qj, where I is the matrix 1 0 0 1 and J is the matrix 0 1 minus 1 0. So the complex solutions of the linear system will be, so this will be, so x1 plus ix2 e to the power p plus iq t, and the other one is x1 minus ix2 e to the power p minus iq t, which has already been discussed in our previous lecture. That is, x1 e to the power lambda 1 t is a trial solution, where x1 is a eigenvector corresponding to the eigenvalue lambda 1 of the matrix A. Now if we look at these solutions, we can see that x1 plus ix2 e to the power p plus iqt. So if we expand this solution, then we see that, so it is e to the power pt, that is the first one, x1 plus I x2 into e to the power I qt, which can be written as cos qt plus I sin qt. So therefore, by multiplying these two, we have e to the power pt. Now if we multiply this in the natural way of complex multiplication, then we see that it is x1 cos qt minus x2 sin qt plus I x1 sin qt plus x2 cos qt. So thus we see that now, so if we denote the first portion as S1 and the second one as S2, then the solution can be written in the complex number form, that is S1 plus IS2, where S1 denotes the real number e to the power pt, one denotes this vector e to the power pt x1 cos qt minus x2 sin qt, and s2 denotes e to the power pt x1 sin qt plus x2 cos qt. And in a similar way, one can get the same thing for the other solution also, that is, but in the conjugate form, that is, so in a similar way, x1 minus ix2 e to the power p minus iq t, it is s1 minus is2, where s1 is the vector above, s2 has been defined above. So the complete solutions of thus the complete, so the complex solutions of the system are x is, so s1 plus minus I s2. So since this satisfies the system, a linear system, so d dt of these solutions, it must be a s1 plus minus I s2. So that means just equating the real and imaginary parts, we will have ds1 dt is going to be as1 and ds2 dt is going to be as2. So hence the real general solution of the system is given by, so hence the real general solution of the system is given by C1 S1 plus C2 S2, where where C1, C2 are arbitrary constants. Yeah. So these are, so the real general solution of the system is given by this. That is, we see that this is the solution, this is the other solution. So just taking the linear combination of these two solutions, so it will constitute the real general solution of the system. So this will be clear from the next example. Let us have a look at the problem. That is, find the general solution of the system Ax dot is Ax, where X is the column vector x1, x2 transpose, and A is the matrix 10, minus 1, 25, 2. So what should be done to get out the general solution of this equation? So firstly, we need to calculate the characteristic equation. So what is the characteristic equation of this matrix? That is, so this is the characteristic equation 0. Now by doing calculations, we will get that this is determinant of 10 minus lambda minus 1, 25, 2 minus lambda equals to 0. And this is lambda square minus 12 lambda plus 45 equals to 0. Now the solutions will be 12 plus minus root over 144 minus 180 by 2. So which is actually 6 plus minus 3i. So thus it has two complex eigenvalues which are conjugate to each other. Okay. So now if we look at the general discussion, then we find that so how the eigenvalues. So it is of the form P plus IQ, but here the eigenvalues are of the form are 6 plus minus 3i. So here small p is 6 and small q is 3. So using this notation, so then we need to calculate the eigenvectors corresponding to these eigenvalues. So how do I get? So let us have this equation, that is Ax equals to lambda x. What is lambda? First one is 6 plus 3i, x1, x2. So now by doing simple calculations, we will get it is 4 minus 3i x1 minus x2 equals to 0. So therefore it is x1 by 1 equals to equals to x2 by 4 minus 3i, and therefore the eigenvector corresponding to the eigenvalue. So the eigenvector here will be, so for this reason it is 1 by 4 plus I 0 minus 3. And for the second one, the eigenvector will be this is for 6 plus 3i, and the second one will be 1 by 4 minus I 0 minus 3 for 6 minus 3i. So thus these are of the form x1 plus minus ix2. This. So here x1 is 1 4 and x2 is 0 minus 3. And if we remember the notations in our discussion, we see that P is PQ minus QP. Now what is P? P is 6, Q is 3, so it is 6. So then using this notation we have P inverse AP, it is 6, 3, sorry. Oh. P was the x1, so yeah. This is 1 4 and this is 0 minus 3. x1 x2. P was x1 x2 here. So P is 1 0 4 minus 3. So P inverse AP is the matrix PQ minus QP. What is P? P is 6, Q is 3, so it is 6 here. So therefore we have so S1 will be e to the power PT. P is 6, so it is 60. X1, so 1 4 cos 3t minus 0 minus 3 sin 3t. And another one is S2, which is e to the power 60 1 by 4 sin 3t plus 0 minus 3 cos 3t. This. So that's the real solutions. So therefore the real general solution of the system is, so x is C1 S1 plus C2 S2, where C1 C2 are arbitrary constants. And this completes the proof of this problem. So this is the solution of the system given by the problem. Now we move on to another important way to get the solutions of the system, linear system x dot is Ax. That is a convenient way of discussing the behavior of x dot equal to X is to group its solutions together as columns of a matrix. And with this formulation, we will be able to organize the previous theorems and properties so as to make the study more beautiful than those with constant coefficients. So we have to prove the uniqueness theorem for the linear system x dot equal to ax with the initial value at 0 is x0. That is, so consider the initial value problem. What is the problem? That is to find out the solution of this equation of this system, linear system x dot is ax, with respect to the condition that initial value, that is x naught, is x0. So we have to prove the uniqueness theorem for this problem, and the complete solution for this using the concept of fundamental matrix. So that we are introducing in this discussion. What is meant by fundamental matrix? So let us have a look at the definition of fundamental matrix. So a 2 cross 2 matrix, a 2 cross 2 matrix phi whose columns are solutions of the system. So that was our first intention, to make it precise. That is the convenient way of finding out the behavior of the linear system x dot is equal to ax by grouping its solutions together. How to group these solutions? Just group these solutions together as columns of a matrix. And to get more features, we need to introduce this matrix, which will be called fundamental matrix of the linear system at some point. So a 2 cross 2 matrix phi whose columns are solutions of the system x dot equal to ax. And another condition is these columns are linearly independent. At, while it is linearly independent, at some t0. At some t0. So this matrix will be called, so it is called a fundamental matrix. Matrix of the system x naught equal to ax at t0. So a matrix whose columns are solutions of the system x dot equal to x, and the columns are linearly independent at a t naught, then that matrix will be called a fundamental matrix for the system x naught equal to x at the point t naught. For example, just look at the example, you will get the flavor of this discussion. For the system x naught equal to x where A is 1 0 minus 1 3. Now it is your duty to solve this problem. And the solutions will be, the first one is x1t is 2 1 column vector e to the power t, and the other solution is x2t, which is 0 1 e to the power 3t. So it is your task to get the solutions of this linear system x dot equal to x for the matrix A is 1 0 minus 1 3 using the method of solving the linear systems by introducing the characteristic polynomial of this matrix, and then finding out the eigenvalues and eigenvectors of the matrix. Now suppose this system has the solutions this. Now at t0, now at t equal to 0, what we shall get? Now then x1 0 is x1 0. What is x1 0? That is 2 1 e to the power 0, that means 2 1, and x2 is 0 1. And if you want to check, you will see that x1 and x2 are linearly independent, So since they are linearly independent, so just putting the columns together, we will see that this matrix phi, which is 2 e to the power t is this one, and for this one we will have 0 e to the power 3t. So this is a fundamental matrix. So just putting the solutions in the columns of phi. One can also check that for this problem, the matrix phi dash equal to 2 e to the power t e to the power t plus e to the power 3t 0 4 e to the power 3t. This is also a fundamental matrix. At t equal to 0 for the given system, and this shows that fundamental matrices are not unique for a given linear system. And note that every system has a fundamental, so this is very crucial, that is every system must have a fundamental matrix at some t0. Every system has a fundamental matrix at t0. So this is very crucial. The definition of fundamental matrices will give a necessary and sufficient condition of a matrix to be a fundamental matrix, which is as follows. So from definition, we will have the following theorem. What is the theorem? That a 2 cross 2 matrix phi is a fundamental matrix of the linear system x dot equal to x at t0 if and only if number one condition is phi must be a solution of x dot equal to x, and the second one is determinant of phi of t naught is not equal to 0. So just using the definition of fundamental matrix of a linear system, we can achieve this theorem easily. Just look at the proof briefly. So let us first consider that phi be a fundamental matrix. Fundamental matrix of the linear system x dot equal to x at t0. Let us suppose that the fundamental matrix can be represented as the column vectors x1t, x2t, this, where x1t, x2t are solutions of the linear system, given linear system x dot equal to x, and also they are linearly independent. Linearly independent at t naught. So now by differentiating this one, we have so phi dot t. So this is x1 dot t, x2 dot t, and that is, now what is x1 dot? Since x1 and x2 both are solutions of the linear system x dot equal to x, so x1 dot must be ax1 and x2 dot must be ax2. That means a x1 x2, and what is x1 x2? That is phi. So it is a phi of t, and this implies phi of t is a solution of the given system. Of the given system. And also, since at t0 we have assumed that x1 t0, x2 t0 are linearly independent. We have already assumed this one. Are linearly independent, since we have assumed that phi is a fundamental matrix. So these are linearly independent at t0. But what does it mean, or what does it say? It says that since these two column vector are linearly independent, so their determinant x1 t naught, x2 t naught must be non-zero. which is determinant of phi of t0. So this proves the first one, that is 1 implies 2. Now conversely, let the condition holds. Let the conditions hold. So that is, if we suppose that 1 and 2 both are true, then phi must be a fundamental matrix. So suppose that phi of t is x1t, x2t, where x1 and x2 both are column vectors. x1, x2 are column vectors. Now by 2, the condition 2, determinant of phi of t naught is non-zero. And this proves that x1, x2 are linearly independent. Linearly independent at t naught. Also, since if we differentiate the map phi t, we will get that by 1. What 1 says? It says that phi is a solution of the system x dot equal to x. So that means phi dot t is a phi t. That is, what is phi dot t? It is x1 dot x2 dot. And what is phi t? Phi t is x1, x2. Just by equating component wise, we will get x1 dot equal to ax1 and x2 dot equal to ax2. So this in turn implies that x1, x2 are solutions of the given system x dot equal to x. And this proves that phi is a fundamental matrix of the system at t naught. So thus from this theorem we can say that a 2 cross 2 matrix phi is a fundamental matrix if and only if the first condition is phi is a solution of the linear system x dot equal to x, and the second one is, what is the second one? That is determinant of phi of t naught is non-zero. So these two conditions will determine whether the matrix is a fundamental matrix for the given linear system x dot equal to x or not. Now let us have a look at the system at an example that verify the theorem for the system. X dot equal to x, where a is 1 0 sorry, 0, 1, minus 1, minus 2. So to verify the above theorem, we need to first calculate the solutions of the given linear system. For our convenience, let us find out the solutions first, and then we will see how to construct the fundamental matrix of the given system using the solutions obtained from the equation. So x1t is 1 minus 1 e to the power minus t, and what is x2t? This is t1 minus t e to the power minus t. Both of these, so these are two linearly independent solutions at t. So x1, x2 are, so x1, x2 are linearly independent. Are linearly independent at t naught. So now if we constitute the matrix phi by using x1 and x2, we can write down it as e to the power minus t minus e to the power minus t, and this is going to be t to the power minus t 1 minus t to the power of this. Now if we calculate this one a phi t, then what will happen? What is a? A is 1 0 1 minus 1 0 1 minus 1 minus 2, and what is phi t? Phi t is e to the power minus t to the power minus t minus e to the power minus t, and 1 minus t e to the power minus t. Just by calculating, we have it is minus e to the power minus t e to the power minus t 1 minus e to the power minus t, and minus 2 plus t e to the power minus t. And this shows that which shows that phi dot t equal to a of phi t, as because if we differentiate the map, shows that so it shows that phi dot t equals to a phi t, as because if we would like to calculate the derivative of phi t, we will find that phi dot t will be minus e to the power minus t e to the power minus t 1 minus t to the power minus t minus 2 plus t e to the power minus t. And also determinant of phi t. What is the determinant? What is phi t? Phi t is this one. So just calculate the determinant. You will find that it will be e to the power minus 2t, and this function will never be 0 in the real life. So this is greater than 0 for all t belongs to R. So this determinant is always non-zero. So this proves the verification of confirming that phi is a fundamental matrix at each t. So now I finish up this discussion by the following observation. So if we have the IVP, if we have the IVP, initial value problem, it is the abbreviated term of initial value problem. So IVP x dot equal to small x dot equal to small x, where x 0 equal to x naught, where a and x naught are constants. Then the solution of one is given by x is x naught e to the power at. But we will write this as e to the power at x naught. Which will be clear whenever we are doing the same thing in a linear system, x dot capital X dot equal to x. Just look at this. This one, this is 2. Now keeping in mind on this, one may expect, so what we are looking in a general IVP, we will see that this problem has a solution e to the power at x naught, where this is the exponential function. Then keeping in mind this, one may expect that the same thing will happen in a linear system, x dot equal to x, satisfying the initial value, x at 0 will be capital X naught. So one may expect that the solution of the IVP x dot equal to ax with the initial condition that x at 0 will be capital X naught, where x is the column vector x1 x2 and A is the matrix A11 A12 A21 A22, which is a constant matrix. Will take the form as above. So the solution of this will take the form as in the general case. That is, x will be some thing like that, e to the power capital AT capital X naught. This is 3 and this is 4. Where now what is the meaning of this expression? Just define it as, it is the notation of this one, that is identity matrix plus AT a square t square 2 factorial a cube, p cube, 3 factorial, this. So this is our expression for e to the power at. That is I plus at plus a square t square by 2 factorial plus a cube t cube by t factorial and so on. And this will be proved in the fundamental uniqueness theorem. I just finishes up this discussion with the statement of this of the important fundamental theorem, fundamental uniqueness theorem. What it says? It says that the solution of the initial value problem x dot equal to x, where capital X at 0 equal to x naught, where capital X is a column vector x1 x2 and capital A is a matrix, constant matrix, a constant matrix is given by x equal to e to the power at x naught. And this solution is unique. You cannot get other solutions except this. Where this e to the power at is given by this expression. So this ends our today's lecture.
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like and share.